Hey, this will be the first part of the playthrough for France. I haven't played France in a couple of years. You know, I'm a big fan of Total War, but this is definitely one of my favorite Total War games, just because I really like the time period and everything. But I usually would play as Prussia or England, because I kind of prefer those two nations. But you know, for this playthrough, we'll see what we can do with France. We got our first objective here is to take Austria, obviously. So I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get some trade agreements with the Prussia and Ottoman Empire. So let's see. Wait, no, trade agreement. Easy enough. We'll see how much money we're making then. So let me see if we can make peace maybe with Russia and England. We really don't want to be at war with them. I usually prefer to play as Prussia or. Well, usually Prussia. England's a little bit too easy because they have these trade ports over here, and that just makes their economy kind of ridiculous. And since they already have a strong navy, they can protect it. Prussia's a little bit more interesting because they have to kind of defend themselves on all sides. Because even though they start out with alliances with or not alliances, but they don't start out at war with everyone. They quickly can be, and it's kind of more interesting to try and play like diplomacy and try to like protect all your things because you're completely surrounded really. France, on the other hand. It's kind of still in that position, but you're probably not going to go over with Spain for a while. You're allied with them at the beginning, and you really only have one direction. You can invade England pretty quickly if you kind of get their fleet out of the way. So that's why it's a little bit more precarious. The music's a little loud. Let me turn it down. Just turn the master down to halfway there. What else? Let's get our armies in place first. National Guard. I might just leave that. What's the public order there? Like, it's not bad. It's just I might delete that because they're not.
You can move your gentleman.
Alright, where's our? That's a thing there.
Research reveals.
Let's get everyone into our thing. Do we have an actual field army anywhere? There's no. All on the National Guard, which by 1805. You would hope to have some semblance of a Fusilier Guard or something. Just trying to see. It doesn't really, unless I'm blind. Oh, looks a little bit of an army here. Alright. We war with them. No, we're allied. We're allied. We're allied. We can move through the territory, but we really want to build a strong. Where's Napoleon? Okay, so here we have a little bit of an actual army. Let's just get these guys all together so we can actually see what we're dealing with. Once we get a good enough field army together, then we can actually start, moving in on the advance. Actually, gonna get these two guys, make armies for them. These units are pretty good. I like light cavalry. I think is a lot better in this game than heavy cavalry, just because since cavalry's kind of really weak in this game already. Being able to just outrun the enemy infantry. Getting on their flanks is a lot more important than actually hitting them, getting around to the cavalry. Nay, I do like him, but let me see. I like that at least 4 cannons, which we actually have here, so I don't actually need that last cannon unit. I'll just take these 2 infantry units, put them in here. Near they have a full stack. Again, I don't really like skirmishers because I feel like having line infantry is a lot more important, because these games are probably the longest in any Total War, especially with Darth mod. They can last, usually games only last like 10 minutes, but in this one, like a battle could last, upwards 20 minutes. So that's why it's important to have a lot of infantry, because the main thing that happens, because there's so many numbers in this version of the game, is just ammunition. And so being able to have plenty of guys that can stay in the fight, they're useful, maybe in multiplayer, but against the AI, they're just really not that important, because their range is only, I think, what, 10 plus 10? Yeah. So, nay. A lot of these units over here are militia, technically. I mean, in real life, they're kind of like, they're like just volunteers, kind of, for the royal. And they were used a lot more during the Revolution. Let's see how much money we have, actually. That probably should do some 6,000, 7,000. That's okay. I usually don't like to get below 5,000, just as a constant income, because economy in this game is kind of hard to keep up because there's not really trade. It's not really that reliable, and unless you're England, See, we can actually secure these ones, but the thing that happens is like England will start getting a massive fleet and just start tearing these apart. And I'm really bad at naval combat in this game, so I don't think we'll be able to take out the British fleet anytime soon. But definitely making a trade port here because it'll be very important. We just want to get our economy up. Actually, can this make any trade? It can. Okay. First thing we want to try and get up is our trade ships, obviously. First thing we want to do is start upgrading French. I mean Paris. What does this do? 1000 legion, 900, sure. And also bolstering some troops. So we'll definitely get is there anywhere that has like a real? Where's the main military place? Magistrate barracks, recruitment. We'll definitely want to start getting some line guard, fusiliers, line infantry up and running. And then after we get another army, we can really start, let me see, investing in our economy a lot more. But without armies, I have a feeling that England's going to come in and start taking these frontier settlements. And we really don't want that to happen. So we want one offensive army at least, and then one defensive. Oh, did I miss it? That's fusiliers. I'll set this up actually up here. It's actually kind of useful. Oh, actually, I didn't miss this one. First things first, we'll definitely get Napoleon over here to back up this army. I don't know. I could attack here, but I just don't. There could be an army over here. Might be better just wait for Napoleon. A main field army and link up. Replace that one of those fusiliers in here. This unit's kind of being useless over here. We'll get them all into Paris, kind of get our military running up here so we can kind of really see what we're dealing with. And of course, we can always use the National Guard if it comes to it in case of invasion from home. And actually use a fusilier with some that in with Napoleon. It's actually useful. But I really don't like to be using national, even though they have really high numbers. The main thing in this game is kind of morale. Is like shooting wise, the enemy has so many. We're playing, of course, on legendary. So the enemy fucking, what's it called? Enemy troops are just insane. They're always going to lose. So that's why it relies a lot more on your ability to flank and just get the enemy troops to, you know, surrender. And so you really want high morale because in a one-on-one fight, like, you're going to lose no matter what. So that's why it's kind of rough. And these guys are kind of just cannon fodder, basically. So I never use them. They're just kind of a waste of income. But at the beginning of the game, I have never really played France. I don't really know if England sends in an army right away. Or anything like that. And my fleet here, I don't want to see. We have two decent ships and these things, but against the English fleet right at the beginning, that's kind of not going to be. I'm just going to retreat over here because trying to take on the English fleet, which is already really strong at the beginning of the game, is kind of a, you know, a death sentence. So we save that up, and maybe we can build it up and have a decent fleet late mid-game. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. Research, of course, or leans. What do we want to be doing here? Economics, 3% generation from wealth. That one doesn't seem too bad. National debt. Get our economy bolstered. Because it isn't like Empire where your troops are basically useless at the beginning of the game. I mean, line infantry are basically going to be relatively the same throughout the whole game. They have bayonets. They don't need plug bayonets or anything like that. And they already know. I don't think they have platoon firing in this game, but they do have firing, you know, line firing or one rank will fire in the next. But I believe in this period, I don't know if the French used it. I know the English did. They had developed platoon firing, which would be kind of. It would be similar to firing by the line, but half a rank would shoot, and it would, instead of just 3 lines firing, kind of 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. The platoon firing would keep up this. It would be the same amount of fire, but it would just be more constant in order to lower enemy morale and sort of pin them. And I'm trying. I don't remember if it was more effective, but I know the British used it, and the British at this time definitely had the best supplied troops and very good infantry tactics. compared to the French tactics. I won't get into that though, because it's gonna be a little. I don't want this to be a history lesson. It's kind of interesting reading up on what the different type of tactics each country used. I'll look into that later, maybe. I don't really remember what France used. France had a better overall better battle tactics, but not individual like infantry tactics. If you get what I'm trying to say, like the maneuvering would be a lot more, especially early war with Napoleon. Government. Everything seems just about right. I don't really know. I'll just return so we go from there. Yeah, so there's that big British fleet. Definitely gonna link up. Start blockading me, probably. Or not.
There is unused land suitable for farming in this region. Building farms here.
Yeah, and I don't really want to. Now that we have kind of, well, probably won't delete them until we have a full stack ready to defend territory over here. Where did I leave Napoleon? Here he is. Oh, I didn't realize he get attrition. Fuck. Right. I'll link him up with this unit, because 4 units of cavalry, and then that's a pretty decent stack right there. Oh, excuse me. This unit, we can link up with General Ney, obviously our big cavalry commander, and actually this army over here, the same thing. We'll be taking a fair bit of attrition here, unfortunately. So, I'm not too upset about that. We can just sit here. I mean, I'm not really concerned with trying to blitz the enemy at this point. More about just trying to situate ourselves, get our economy in shape, things like that. But okay, definitely start investing in some cannons. We start with 8-pounders. Definitely want to. So they take a little longer to build, and then a few more line infantry. But yeah, like I said, let's see what we can upgrade in Paris with a little bit of money we have left. That's, yeah, 25. À vos ordres. Préparez-vous, marchez. Yeah, I think that's all we do for this end turn. This is not really going to be a OP playthrough of France, like maybe a Legend of Total War would do. I'm not an expert on the meta game mechanics of Napoleon Total War, so maybe I make a few mistakes, but make sure not to do any save scumming or anything like that. I'll just live with my decisions. Actually, I didn't even think about that, but the north. If,
there are naturally occurring resources in this region that are not currently being exploited.
I am at peace with Prussia. Let's see, maybe we can get a little military alliance. They're indifferent to us, so we can get something. Can you do non-aggression attacks in this game? You cannot. Alright. That is okay. Monsieur. Monsieur. Let's see. Oui, monsieur. En avant! Marchez! Monsieur. Will we regenerate in this region? We will. Slower replenishment, but this actually isn't too bad. It'll probably be a turn or two before we think comparatively more. This is moderate, so we might spend a turn here just to, you know, bolster troop numbers. I generally don't like to go into battles with, you know, without the maximum amount of troops we can have, because it just lowers your chance of winning. Of course, it's kind of common sense. But in this game, it doesn't, again, like, it doesn't factor as much. Like in other games, the battles last less than 10 seconds. I mean, 10 minutes, so the amount of troops, like, having a unit at half strength could mean a lot more. In this game, not as much, because it's a lot more slow-paced. And relies more on, like, just your actual, the composition of your army doesn't matter as much as how you use it compared to other Total War games. Lumber mill. That seems like a good investment. We'll just get Paris. Upgrade these buildings. I don't think this
The advent of vineyards has turned wine production from a small-scale cottage industry to a major source of trade income.
Supply warehouse.
Develop vineyards in those regions where grapes naturally grow.
I don't really feel like too many units would be replenishing here. It might be more useful in like one of the regions over here. All South Story. Actually, I don't know. I didn't even think about it. Definitely the tax houses should be the first thing I should be upgrading. I don't want to start upgrading here because I feel like I'll be losing these regions pretty quickly to the British. This one doesn't even have a bloody tax house. It's a bit odd. We're getting there with an army. Get this guy out of the way so we can make sure we're...
À gauche, monsieur, vos ordres.
Okay.
Monsieur, trompe, en avant.
These leftover cannons and can go to probably another spare army. Recruit. These guys, they shoot right before they charge the enemy, so they're pretty handy to have.
Oui, monsieur.
Let's see what Ney has here. Yeah, he'll have a decent little force, little token force. Go to the next one. It's always a little disappointing in this game that the map isn't a bit more...
There is unused land suitable...
It doesn't really extend down into North Africa or Egypt or, Anatolia or anything like that. Because the last Empire, had the biggest Total War map, I think, right up until... I don't know, maybe Total War Rome had more provinces, not sure, but definitely less than Total War Warhammer 2. It would have been... Because, Napoleon did come down here and... I want to say, the late 1790s. He's fighting the British and I don't even remember what it was. Some bloody Middle Eastern tribe. Not tribe, but nation. I want to say the Mamelukes. Can't remember. But it's a little disappointing. And, it just be, you don't even need that much. Maybe a couple provinces here just to flesh out the map a little bit more. But it's kind of boring when, it's only just Europe. Even though I understand it's kind of more European war, it's always disappointing with this game. Well, yeah, so that's pretty good. We will... do we want to... Wait, actually, what would be the better option here? This one, it seems like there's less place to counterattack. But Vienna is a bigger... And it kind of sets us in direct contact with Vienna. But if they come in with a counterattack army, it might be smarter to take fucking whatever it's called here first. Let's move the army here. Well, honestly, fuck it. Because if they have an army there that come around, taking Venice, it'll give us an extra trade port and everything. It just might be... And then this army, if I can confront it... Because auto-resolve in this game will just destroy your army, so you always really have to manually resolve. Unless you're not really concerned too much. Troop losses. Okay, so I'm definitely going to start disbanding a couple of these National Guard, because they're not really, at this point, going to be too useful. Well, we only need one 8-pounder here, I think. What are we dealing with? Get rid of the 6-pounder. We really want this army to be standardized. We don't want the artillery to have different ranges when you're fighting it, because it kind of fucks up your strategy. We don't want this militia disband.
Tenez-vous prêts? Prêts? Oui? Citoyens, marchez!
Yeah, so we'll just get one more light infantry, and this would be a suitable army to defend their northern region here. We can take on Redanian
Oui,
British
monsieur. Monsieur.
action against that. Let's see what General Ney here has. We don't want this guy, so we sort of have a lot of generals, which is, you know, not bad. It's just there's definitely not enough troops around. 8-pounders.
Oui, monsieur.
Whew.
À vos ordres.
See, this is 6-pounder, but I don't want to put a 6-pounder and 8-pounder army. Make a couple more, maybe 3 more. I'll make these 3-pounders. I mean, the 8-pounders for him. Anything more we can upgrade? I guess the vineyards, but they didn't really seem that useful, to be honest. Wineries. Fuck, there's a lot of wineries. Do another tax house here. I'm gonna leave 1,000 over. A mine. I don't think Alsace Rain is really that much in danger, so I'll put a mine here.
Prêt à recevoir vos
Move
ordres?
Ney here. Just a little token force.
Votre humble serviteur. À vos ordres.
So we'll have a little siege here. I'm not really too worried. We'll be able to swipe them away pretty quick with our full stack. As long as the English don't come in with a full stack and just start taking territories over here, I think our position is okay so far. And that is, I'm sure Austria has quite a few armies, so that's why I'm trying to be a little bit more cautious with my stack of Napoleon. I don't want to overextend and then, you know, lose an entire field army and then get set back a couple turns. Or more than a couple, because how long does it take to rebuild an army? Where to core this nation? The Ottoman Empire's declared war on me. That's a bit odd. I don't want to call my allies to help because I don't want to lose them. I want to save them for something that, you know, might actually be useful. The only thing I'm worried about the Ottomans is their naval threat. They're hardly going to march an army over for a while. But they're also at war with Austria, so I'll see. Yeah, it's a little funny in this game, I'm sure. Might actually be able to get peace with them. I'll check. Hanover. So Prussia declared war on me. Oh, I was wondering. And the Ottomans. Interesting. Let me see. You can sometimes get... Okay. Oh, this was a territory. I thought... This whole time... Oh. Right. See, that's why I'm a little bit of a noob with France. Alright. Well, we're definitely going to have to start marching over there immediately. Is this all we have? I don't really like... Yeah, they don't really have anything over here. Let's start moving immediately. March on the enemy guard. And then... These are armies I'm kind of just throwing together. I don't want to put any elite units in them yet or anything like that because I'm not really sure like where they'll be going. They're on the defensive, you know. I'd usually put in... You definitely want a couple grenadiers when you're playing with an army. Like, I usually like to have 4 at least. Just because I usually keep them in reserve. They're a nice backup unit. Mission issue. Just going up Berlin. Okay, so we have to take Berlin. That's definitely not going to happen for a while. Ottomans declare war on me. You know, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we're definitely have to defeat them in a couple battles. In this game, if you defeat them in a battle, like to wipe out an entire stack, they'll usually sue for peace. So, there'll have to be some money for this army. So we have 2 12-pounders, which are really nice cannons, but then we have 2 6-pounders. So that's really going to kind of be interesting for our gun batteries. But let's go ahead and...
Ils sont faits!
We could definitely take that. What is this? He gets... What is this? I've never seen... Does he get a little balloon? Oh, yeah. Now I'm remembering. Yeah, this shouldn't be too hard. Let's go ahead and siege the city. We have artillery superiority, so we can definitely just keep pounding them into submission, and then maybe go forward. So we'll see what the situation is. Siege battles in this game are a little disappointing compared to other Total War games. The cities are kind of like, they're just really small. Like Berlin is like a little town. It's really funny. And if they do have fortifications, you know, I get is they're trying, like, you can't just make stuff up, but the forts are also kind of lame to play against because they're always the same. There's not really any variety to it. And I suppose, you know, they could do something with the gameplay to make it a little more interesting. Okay, so let's see actually what our range of our cannons is when they're up against our line like this. Our 12-pounders can nearly hit them, but we definitely want our 6-pounders as well. There's a significant difference in range as well. We definitely want our 6-pounders to be able to hit them. The majority of the army, though, I'm just trying to see, is there really elevation over here? Kind of is. A little bit better elevation here. But we definitely have to... If we're going to bring them up, though, I feel, since we're attacking, this kind of leaves a better area for infantry to kind of assault, because we can pull them over here. So, let's move our artillery up with our infantry. These are going to be 2 elite guards. We'll keep these in reserve. These skirmishers, definitely. Oh, light infantry, no skirmish. Keep these in the front as we engage. Yeah, we'll kind of pace out our line here. There's quite a bit of. I usually only play with 2 units of cavalry in an army when I'm playing against the AI. Really, I find them lacking in this game. But once we have 4, we'll try to utilize them a bit better. Alright. Let's see. If we line them up here, I feel they have very good shots. And we can set up our line of tree like this. There's a little bit of a hill here, but we'll see what they can get to. We'll run them up. It's definitely not a great idea to have them tired, but getting to the position right now it feels a little bit more important since we're attacking. So, our line of tree. We want to set them up here, right in front. I don't feel like the AI will be that aggressive because, again, we're attacking, so I don't think they'll launch us anything like that. Only issue with having light cavalry is they will lose cavalry fights a lot because the AI usually will have heavier cavalry. You have to watch out for that. You definitely want your infantry supporting them. Put a few volleys into the enemy. We'll just speed this up so we can get up there. If these line infantry move up to where the point they're gonna be in direct, contact with you, and then I'll pull these guys back a little bit. But I think we'll be all right. Yeah, they're gonna hear. I'll sit here, set up the artillery. Oh, they're actually pushing, but fuck it. We'll have this position secured before they get here. All right. Our skirmishers pounce them as well. So we'll let these guys sit here. Try not to engage until we only have 1 artillery unit, so it's not going to do that much damage. So, put this guy here, because I don't want him to be in direct line of fire with the enemy artillery. It doesn't look like I have any cavalry on this side, so I'm going to push this forward. They do have line infantry, so these are not, enemies. They're not like militia. We're not going to be able to really sweep them aside, but what hopefully you're going to be able to do is pin these guys and then flank them and destroy the morale. Since it's an early game, they won't have much veterans here. The AI, again, even with Darth mod, is not the smartest. I can use the artillery sniper in general early on in the fight. That'll give us a little edge. And the morale. These guys are still tired. So definitely active, winded. So yeah, give them a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer until our artillery is in position. And then we'll really start pounding this line. Fire off some of these. I tried to these guys fire in the back of our fusiliers. Wait till these guys are active and then we'll start taking up defensive positions. Maybe probably move this line up here, take this hill. Here, we'll stay in the cover of the forest just because give us a little extra defense against enemy shots. Arm sitters, I didn't see that at first. So this is gonna be, their left flank's gonna be, well, their right flank is gonna be definitely a lot of honorable, so we can take advantage of that. It's a garrison. It was a, no, they look like they're line infantry. Is our cannon even firing at us? It's not. That's odd. I'm not gonna start playing now. Good for us. This unit does not have a guard for some reason. Old guard. I think, yeah, I must know we're unloading our artillery, so the rest of us. Alright, so I guess they were just waiting for us to unload our artillery for some reason. I don't think we'll be able to take that position in time, so what we'll actually do is set up here, get a little defensive. I must recognize our cabs. They might be going for that. No, that's a terrible. We'll actually back up here if they're going to start attacking us. What's this position like? You can hit there. And then cover for the trees.
Infanterie, au rapport. Ordre de groupe.
Let's general snipe and see if we can get a kill here. Ooh. So we're going to start getting contact and run this like cavalry up the side here. I don't seem to be working. Just trying to get this flank built up. These units are already integrating. This isn't light division. Maybe they are taking damage. I always thought they didn't. Whatever. This over here. Really don't like that. Ooh, I don't like that. I'm feeling this line here is going to collapse. We'll get over here. I really just want these guys to help places like cavalry can mop them up. Alright, so here they are. Let's get going. Right into the attacks. Maybe that was a mistake, having these guys just go in front here. I thought they kneeled down so they take any damage. Okay, let's get this guy fired. Right there.
We have killed their generals.
Alright, so we just killed
Now
them.
they must break.
Let's send this guy. That's gonna be a little morale. Eventually this unit's going to start wearing down on us. See, with the general being killed and everything, it just kind of decimated their morale. So this unit's definitely going to be back for the war later. That was actually not too bad. See, they're just running our power. Get them out of here, though. This square formation. Horses don't run into walls, especially people with spears like bayonets.
Our men are running, sir.
Our light infantry will be able to just tear. What is our artillery shooting? been neglected. Luckily, we didn't have to deploy the old Darth. So, if the enemy do retaliate, the main thing is I don't want to be taking too many casualties because if they retaliate next turn with full stack, I'll probably be able to take them, but my numbers are too low. If we grab it, and the AI usually do attack like that. They usually set one up, and you have to. That's why I have a lot of artillery. They don't run out of ammo. They usually don't take it.
A glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Make sure no units are rallying over here. What's this? We're running out of time. One unit over here. Let's get two increase. Another one down. Yeah, our cavalry's gonna mop up these guys.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
Yeah, like I said, this battle wasn't even that long. Wait, what unit was that? Oh, it must be unfortunate. I was going to say this battle wasn't even that long compared to most battles. Like, some Marines already almost halfway through their ammunition. Having live infantry is really important because you have to. In this game, it's one of the few total wars you actually do kind of use reserves. A lot of them just kind of throw everyone in one big clash and just see who comes out on top. And this one, you know, kind of have to keep a few units in spare and kind of throw them in incrementally. Which, that's the reason I really like this game compared to other Total Wars. Because after Shogun, it really was fun. Rome Total War is a bad game, but the battle mechanics of that one kind of really was the first of these Total War games that, I don't know, just a little bit more gamey. This game kind of doesn't really feel like a gamey to me, but same thing with Shogun. Total War games. Stop firing. Seems like a couple of units over here. Yeah, the enemy tends to do that a lot. They just rally. Like, so you have to make sure you run them down and you have the chance. We'll actually get our artillery start pounding them. Routed. This last unit routed. Can't take it over. So this unit came back. Fucking hell. Well, where's the fuck? Now there's another unit that's routed. That's the main rally. This get these cunts and have this over with. Yeah, that was a pretty easy battle. Then it was only like 15 minutes, wasn't that long. So I have enough troops where if they send another full stack at me, I could probably defend against it. I'm not too worried. We still have artillery. Wait, the main issue is if you lose your artillery, it's really crushing because then you can't really enemy general snipe.
Selecting the option to liberate turns the region into your protectorate, emerging
for the economy. Oh, I thought that harbor was... Oh, that does have an harbor. And that's a trade port, so we'll be able to make... I don't have any money, but we'll be able to make trade ships soon, which is going to be pretty cool. So then we can get these different positions here. Trade is going to be really powerful for the economy in this game. Oh, we do have trade ships. Wait, are these trade ships? What is this? More small, whatever. We'll put this in our fleet here. Do I have any other fleets? I should have probably checked that. But still, even though this fleet, it's pretty powerful. It's actually, besides Spain and England, of course, probably one of the better fleets starting the game. But it's still not even close to anything they can carry. They have. Alright, and it's not too shabby. Can I make... I can a couple turns from now. I really want to get rid of these units because although some people might like them, I really just find them to be a waste of space when you can have, you know, a Grenadier Guard there or something. Alright, well, we did the first battle. We'll see. I'll edit this. So that'll be the end of part 1. We just got our first province, kind of sorted out our situation. We'll see where we go from there. Alright. See you next time.